What is up, everybody? Wake Up Call shirts. Yes, I know I told you they'll be coming out soon. They will be coming out soon. So stay patient. They'll be on their way very soon. We wore these down at the ACC Kickoff. I just got back to the studio, just got back in the lab. And I know we got to do lead before my flight took off with Juanita Ward. So make sure you go back and check that out and go see that. So very, very excited about what we have going on with that. And of course, right here, a lot of this is the Wake Up Call logo, the sun coming out of the coffee cup, and these are going to be on sale. We're going to have a lot of stuff on sale. We're going to have this. We're going to have the Dance Tortora Broadcast Media main company logo, which is the mic with the headphones with the DTBM for Dance Tortora Broadcast Media. And we'll have Dan on Disney and maybe some other special stuff for you coming up. So stay close and stay patient. I know I told you they were coming out soon, and pandemic and all that stuff. Working through some things, making sure we got everything right and do what we need to do. So be patient with me, and we'll get them out to you. But I wanted to keep my word. I was on the road at the ACC Kickoff doing a lot of work. Interviewed 51 different people. So 51 people interviewed, 63 total interviews because I interviewed some people with multiple questions, all on video and audio. So the next bunch of weeks on Wake Up Call with Dan Tortora is going to be a lot of different things, very heavy on the ACC. And like I had said in the prior video, the first thing that we're going to do this final week of July is going to be spent with me discussing with a bunch of people that were at the ACC Kickoff in the Westin, Charlotte, and Charlotte, North Carolina. We're going to talk to a bunch of different people that were down there with me that were covering these teams and covering the ACC. So I'm going to be joined by a bunch of people that are here in the sports world, which I'm very excited about. That'll be for the last week of July. And then in the first week of August, we are going to do the Atlantic Division the whole week. And you're going to hear from the players and coaches inside the Atlantic Division with every team represented. Syracuse is actually going to be the Friday before, and then everybody else in the Atlantic is going to be that week of August. And then the second week of August, we're going to do the Coastal Division. And then the third week of August, we're going to be down in Florida for Florida in Focus and Dan on Disney and get to do both of the shows from down in the Sunshine State, the second home of Wake Up Call with Dan Tortora. So I'm very, very excited about everything that's coming up. But I owe you the ingredients to success, the annoying moment of the week, and the top dog of the week. And we had to end the video with Juanita, which we were doing lead, learn, evolve, ad-lib, and deliver, and talking about Chick-fil-A Cicero and Chick-fil-A Clay, who proudly bring you that. And I have my Chick-fil-A with me right now because that's the first thing I got when I came home. I had to get my Chick-fil-A. So I'm going to eat it out of there because that's me, and I like it. Got my sweet tea. That's one thing I did not get enough of in the South. I didn't get enough sweet tea. So shout out to Jimmer Sikowski and Chick-fil-A for having sweet tea at Chick-fil-A Cicero and Chick-fil-A Clay, because not a lot of places get sweet tea in Syracuse. So very good stuff. Very excited. So let's hop into it. The ingredients to success, proudly brought to you by Avicolli's on the corner of Route 57 and Wetzel Road in Liverpool, New York. It's where we have our monthly broadcast with Liverpool Athletics because Liverpool High School is right down the road. What I'm really excited about is I haven't announced this yet. I'm actually announcing it today, but this is why you watch the show live, for those of you that are watching live right now on Facebook.com/LiveNowDT, or if you're watching the replay, share it on Facebook.com/WakeUpCallDT, or on YouTube.com/WakeUpCallDT, or on Instagram at WakeUpCall_DT. You're going to get this information. And our show with Liverpool is going to feature Dr. Potter and Athletics Director Ari Lieberman this coming Wednesday, July 28th, on site, on location at Avicolli's at 6:30 p.m. on the pizza side. So make sure you come out and see us because the leaders are going to be talking. The leaders of all the stuff happening at Liverpool High School, Dr. Potter and Ari Lieberman are going to be joining me live on site, on location at Avicolli's this Wednesday, July 28th at 6:30. Very excited about that. So let's get into the ingredients to success. I give you a topic every week, and I give you the ingredients. Well, the topic for this week is be yourself. Be who you are. Be yourself. Now, that doesn't mean if you have bad habits to keep doing that. I feel like people that know me know what I mean because you know what type of person I am. But if you're just listening to the show and you've never listened to the show before, you've never watched the show before, let me be clear to you. If you're not being nice to people, that's not like, oh, just be yourself, just be mean. But that should be self-explanatory. But in today's world, maybe it's not. So I'm going to say that. With that disclaimer gone, be who you are. Because we date people sometimes and we stop being who we are. Or we're friends with people, we stop being who we are. Or we're working a certain job, we stop being who we are. Don't stop being who you are. God made you for a reason. And even identical twins do not have the exact same personality. They don't have the same likes and dislikes. They don't have the same talents. So if God can make identical twins be different, then that should tell you right then and there. If identical is different, then you should not, have to conform and be who somebody else is. So, be you. So what are the ingredients to success of being yourself? Know who you are. You have to know who you are. If you don't know who you are, then what do they say? If I don't stand for something, I'll fall for anything. So if you don't know who you are, you can't be yourself because you don't know who that is. That's common sense, right? What I mean by that is if you kind of don't know what you believe in, you'll believe in anything. If you don't know your likes and dislikes, you might conform to somebody else's likes and dislikes. And listen, I've been there, okay? I've been there. I've had people try and change my comedy. I've had people try to change my view on God. I've had people try to change my view on other people. I've had people try to change my view on how I handle my job and how I go about my business. I've had people try to change my view on how a parent is supposed to be. A lot of things. And you will let the world change you for the worse, not the better, if you don't know who you are. Now, it doesn't mean you don't change for the better, right? I'm not saying that. But I'm saying be you. Know who you are. Because nobody can love you if you don't know who you are. And nobody can truly appreciate you if they don't know who you are. And people will walk on you if you don't know who you are. And I think, a lot of times in relationships, I've lost myself. You're around certain friends, you act a certain way. You're dating a girl, she likes this, you act a certain way. Or for people out there dating a guy, same thing. And you lose who you are. And it hits you when your best friend doesn't say, this woman made you better. He said, you've conformed to this woman. You have changed. Not in a good way, And so how do you stay you? Well, like I said, you have to know who you are, first and foremost. If you don't know, then you need to get to know. Make a list of your likes and dislikes. What do you like in life? What do you not like? What do you like to eat? What do you not like to eat? What type of job would you like to have? What job would you not like to have? How do you view jobs? How do you view making money? What are your dreams? What are your aspirations? What are your goals? What is your belief in God? What is your religion? Those will help you to get to know who you are. Where do you want to live? What type of house do you want to have? What type of car do you want to have? If you just made a list, I'll do this right now. I got a pencil here? Yeah, okay. So I'll have some fun with this right now, and I'll do a little list. So why don't we do a little list, okay? So somebody says, okay, do you want to get married someday? I would say yes to marriage. Do you want to have kids? I would say yes. Do you care about money more than your job, or do you care about doing what you love? So I'll put job or money. I would say I care about living my dreams. I would say the job. Do you like dogs or cats? I can tolerate cats, but I love dogs. So I'm going to say dogs. And then say, is it important for someone to have similar interests as you? I would say yes. So you make a list, right? What's your religion? Raised Catholic. And obviously, that makes me Christian. So I'll put Catholic Christian. Do I like to cook? Yes. Do I go to church? Yes. So that's just an example, right? There's a few things. right? Just a few things. But it helps you get to know who you are, right? So when you're dating and someone goes, I don't like church, I don't believe in God, I don't believe you need to have similar interests, I love cats, I want to make a ton of money and be rich, I don't want to have kids. I mean, then these things should be red flags to you, right? And because when you go for a job interview, you got to know what your goal is. And I tell people that all the time. They go from job to job to job to job. I'm like, well, what's your career? What do you want to do? What's your passion? And people say, I don't have passion. Well, everybody's got passion. You got to have passion about something. And if you don't have it, you need to discover it, right? Because everybody has a purpose for being on this earth. And finding that purpose, to some people, cleaning up your trash, it gives them a lot of purpose. Saving a life as a doctor gives them a lot of purpose. Being a priest gives them a lot of purpose. Being a broadcaster gives them a lot of purpose. I feel a lot of purpose with what I do. So, being a coach, because I tell people this all the time, and this is so true. And this is true in relationships. This is true in business. This is true in your job. This is true with anything. You will find out the difference in life of if you love something or if you think you love something. If you love somebody or if you think you love somebody, if you love that job or you think you love that job, if you love that dream or if you think you love that dream, you find out really quickly. Because if you love somebody and something doesn't go right, you work it out. If your job doesn't catch on or you don't make as much money right off the bat, you don't give up on it. Conversely, if you don't love them, you don't work on it. If you don't really care about the job, you quit. And I don't even like that word. QUIT, I can't even stand that word. Shout out to Trayvon and Hilda and everybody watching. But Ingredients to Success, brought to you by Avicolli's in Liverpool, this week is be yourself. In order to be yourself, you need to know who you are. In order to figure that out, make a list. Write down your hobbies, things that interest you. Write down what you're most passionate about. Are you really passionate about religion? Are you really passionate about the fact that, okay, listen, somebody came up to me and said, Dan, I've dated a bunch of people, and I've realized that I want to date a girl who's like me in the world of like sports. I want to date a girl who doesn't ask me why I'm watching a game. I want to date a girl who gets it. She doesn't have to like it, but just appreciate it. And I said, okay, you know what? That makes a lot of sense because I'm just like that too. I don't like turning on a game and having somebody go, is that what we're going to watch tonight? Do we have to watch that tonight? Why do you have to watch that? And that's what this guy said to me. He said, the girl I was dating said to me, do you have to watch Ohio State right now? Do you have to watch this game? Because to her it was another game because I had already watched a bunch of games. And he's like, well, to me, it was the college football playoff semifinal. So it wasn't just another game. And he felt like he was constantly having to defend what he loves. Well, when you're with the right person and you have the ability to look them in the eye and say, listen, you're pretty, I like you, but I can't go the rest of my life you telling me that I can't watch sports and go the rest of my life every time I'm sitting here watching a game, you're yelling at me and you don't want to watch it. So it's things like that. And that's tiny and that's trivial. But you date someone that says, I don't want to have kids, and you do, well, that's going to be an issue. You go to a job and they say, hey, we don't care if you... I went to a job where they said, it doesn't matter anything except for you being first. You don't have to tell the truth. You don't have to do this. You don't have to do that. Just be first. Just be first. Just be number one. And I was like, this is the opposite of who I am in the media. I believe in you don't have to be... I would rather not be first and have all my facts straight than be first and just be throwing a bunch of things at the wind. So being yourself, you got to know who you are. You got to make a list. You have to have the guts to tell somebody, be it your boss, your mom, your dad, your brother, your sister, your friends, your neighbors, your roommates, your girlfriends, your boyfriends, your spouses, to say, hey, this is who I am. This is me, right? And to not be afraid of that. To not be afraid of who you are. You might say to somebody, I go to church, and they say, I don't, but I'm open to going with you. Well, that's beautiful. But if you are hanging around with friends and you say, hey, on Sundays I go to church and all your friends make fun of you for it and they hate it and they're never going to go with you, well, that may weigh on you after a while, especially if you care about it. So being yourself is the topic for the Ingredients to Success, brought to you by Avicolli's in Liverpool on the corner of Route 57 and Wetzel Road, open throughout the week, Tuesday through Sunday, for lunch, dinner, and drinks. You can experience the pizza casual side, the fine dining side, the bar, and the outdoor dining. And you can call for takeout, delivery, and catering at 315-622-5100 and go to myavicollis.com, AVICOLLIS.com. So make sure you check all that stuff out. Avicolli is a great place. Best veal that I have had in Central New York by far. And I love everything. I mean, all the stuff that I get there is very, very good. But the veal parm sub is the best. And I know that I'm confident some of you listen to me because I talked about it like crazy. And then they're like, we have this massive run on veal right now. So go out and get that veal or any of your favorites out at Avicolli's. And if you've never been there, well, go support local today, right down the road from Liverpool High School, where we do our exclusive Liverpool Warriors athletics show. So make sure you check it out. But yeah, the ingredients to success of being yourself. You have to know who you are. You have to discover who you are. You have to be willing to write it down and have those hard conversations with people. One thing I can't stand, me doing or somebody else doing, is if they're friends with somebody or they're in a relationship romantically with somebody and they have so many issues with this person and all they do is talk about the issues, but there's no solution. And they just tell you like, my friend is so dramatic and yada, 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 and she does this, and this, but why are you still friends with her, right? Or, I'm dating this guy and he cheats on me and he doesn't listen to me. What am I supposed to do? Well, I mean, you already answered your question. So I think in being yourself, you have to be brutally honest. And if you're not happy, and I tell people this, I just learned this. Still learning new tricks. I tell people this. If you have friends, family members, girlfriend, boyfriend, spouse, husband, whatever, wife, fiance, boss, if you have people in your life that you call the people that you love to try and figure out who these people are, you call your mom to try and figure out your boyfriend, you call your best friend to figure out your boyfriend, you call your teacher to figure out your boyfriend, you ask a stranger on the street to figure out your boyfriend, you shouldn't have people in your life that you're trying to figure out. And you shouldn't have people in your life that are confusing you that much to have to figure them out. Because you should be enjoying your time. And when you spend days and weeks and months and maybe a year just talking to people about what does this mean and what does this mean and what does this mean and what does this mean. Number one, you need to ask the person, which we don't do sometimes. But you have to be clear and you have to be honest and you have to be real and you have to know who you are because you have to know what you're sticking up for. And when it doesn't work, it doesn't work. Square peg, round hole. And I've learned in life, if a boss wants you, they're going to come after you. I told the job I was leaving and I got offered a ton of stuff to stay. Because the boss wanted to keep me. When you're in a relationship, people that run away from you and don't try and delete you from history, they didn't love you. They didn't care. When you have to call your friend to hang out, but your friend you never hang out. If you wait for your friend to call you, they never call, but you only hang out when you call, that tells you something about them. They're not willing to call you. We spend so much time on people that are not willing to call us, not willing to do anything with us. We chase all those roads. And for what? Have more respect for yourself. But in order to respect yourself, you have to know who you are. With that being said, I want to jump into the annoying moment of the week, proudly brought to you by Carvel DeWitt, 4322 East Genesee Street in DeWitt, New York. It is what happy tastes like. My annoying moment of the week. I would have to say when I lose things and I don't know how I lost them. So I've been flying, obviously, for the ACC Kickoff, and I forgot a mask, but I had one with me. So I put it on, and I wore it. I was like, I thought I forgot it, but I had one, so I was all good to go. And I put that mask on. And then I got down to Charlotte, and I don't know where I put it. And I reached into my bag, and I found another mask. And I was like, well, this is perfect. So I put that on to come home, and then I lost it. And I don't know where I put that one. So I had to get one from the airport in Charlotte. And so I would say, where do things go when they get lost? That's one of my annoying moments of the week. Where are all those, other pieces of the pair of our... I'm convinced we're going to go to heaven and God's going to have a giant sock pile and he's just going to be laughing. He'll be like, go in there and look for your socks. But misplacing stuff when you're like, how could I misplace it? Like, I left the airport, I got changed for bed, I had all my other stuff packed. For the life of me, I can't figure out where I put this mask. And hopefully I have it, but I thought I lost my sweatshirt and I did not. So I would say that that's an annoying moment of the week, is misplacing things when you don't know how the heck you could have misplaced anything. Another annoying moment of the week, I would say, is when your apps don't work when you need something. Like an Uber app. My Uber app wasn't working, so I had to get a taxi. And it cost me $41 when it should have cost me like $20, $30. And then I would say the other thing is dealing with a rental car place, and I'm not going to name the place, but because the people made right, the person that was there the first day, not great, but the company made right with me. So, but I went to rent my car. My flight was 2 hours late. So because of rain, my flight was really late. We got in, it was almost 1 o'clock in the morning. I had to get up to go to the ACC Kickoff the next day. And I had to register and set up my camera. I had to get my spot in the front and do everything that I needed to do. And I land in Charlotte. It's, 12:30, 12:40 in the morning, Wednesday morning. And I got to get up at 7 or 8 to go over to the ACC, and I still have to get to my hotel. And I go to the rental car place, and there's nobody at the desk. And it says, keep going out, and the arrows keep pointing. So I keep walking to the left, to the left, to the left. And I end up going outside. So I go outside into the parking garage because of the sign said. And there's one woman working there. There's a guy that walked up in front of me, and there's a truck. And she said, I don't have any cars for you. So what are you talking about? She said, well, he gets the last thing because he's a whatever member. He's a luxury, limited, lifetime, whatever. And I was like, okay. So they work with another rental car place, and there were cars there. And she said, I don't have a car for you. I said, it's 1 o'clock in the morning. What am I supposed to do? She's like, well, come back at 6 o'clock in the morning. I said, you want me to leave here at 1 o'clock in the morning? How am I supposed to get to my hotel? And you want me to pay for an Uber or a Lyft to go to my hotel? And I had already prepaid for my car. So I said, you want me to pay? I already prepaid, gave you the money for my car. You want me to not have this? You want me to have paid you already, not get my car, so not getting value off the money that I gave you. And on top of that, you want me to go you want me to go get a taxi or an Uber, pay on that on top of the rental car that I asked for. And the reason why I'm not paying for Ubers is because I rented a car. So why am I doing both? And she just kept repeating herself. Oh, sir, come back here at 6. Sir, come back here at 6. And I wasn't yelling at her. I wasn't mean. I didn't swear. I didn't raise my voice. I was calm, and all I said was, what am I supposed to do? What am I supposed to do? And, the people that answer you like they don't care are like, yeah, just come back tomorrow. I guarantee you that 9 out of 10 of those people, if they were told just come back tomorrow, would be going nuts. But that's what this lady says. So I'm like, are you serious right now? And then she goes, yeah, come back at 6 a.m. It's 1 o'clock in the morning. She goes, come back at 6. There's a 60% chance we have a car for you. I said, those odds are horrible. That's almost 50-50. But I come back in the morning, or somebody at the desk. The lady was really nice. She helped me out. The manager bumped me up to a luxury car. And the beautiful thing with that, so the manager bumps me up to a luxury car, and they gave me a voucher for money toward my next one. They apologized. The lady that was sitting at the desk, she said, I would have got you a car if I was here last night. So they did make it right, but I have never experienced that. And I was coming from my great uncle Pat's funeral. So I went to his funeral. We had lunch and we went to the burial. We had lunch afterward. We leave all of that. I get on a plane. I get delayed. And then I got my work. I'm really excited. And at 1 o'clock in the morning, I have a rental car company that leaves me stranded and tells me they don't have a car for me. And I'm thinking, how do you not have a car if I made a reservation and I paid? It's like you go to a hotel and they don't have a room for you, but you reserve the room. What if you went from New York to California to go over to Disneyland and you land there across country and they tell you they don't have a hotel in California and everybody else is booked? What are you supposed to do, fly home? and you paid for the hotel. So, if there's 3 straws and people order 4 drinks, you shouldn't have let them order the 4th one because there's not a 4th straw. It's common sense. You don't get rid of more, you don't sell more than you have, right? It doesn't make any sense. I can't take the money in my bank account and say to somebody, I'm going to write you a check for more than what's in my bank account, and it'll just be covered. It'll just be figured out. You can't give away more than you have. And this rental car company did it, and they didn't give me a car, and they didn't make it right until the next day. Sorry, not a lot of sleep. And they didn't give me a car till the next day. And it cost me over $60 between the Uber and the taxi on top of the rental car. So that is my annoying moment of the week by far. Brought to you by Carvel DeWitt, 4322 East Genesee Street in DeWitt, New York. It is what happy tastes like. It is the only home of the Orange Dream. My spin on the Orange Creamsicle as a sundae or a shake. Orange sherbet with vanilla ice cream mixed together and topped off with rainbow sprinkles, whipped cream, and a cherry. It is definitely extremely refreshing all year long. And, of course, it has the orange to rep our home of Syracuse, New York. You can get it on 4322 East Genesee Street in DeWitt, New York, the longest-standing Carvel franchise in America. Carvel DeWitt right there in the little strip mall area. You can go see Carvel DeWitt on 4322 East Genesee Street in DeWitt, New York. And it is right off Erie Boulevard, right down the road from the Mega Wegmans in DeWitt. And just a few minutes from Lemoyne, a few minutes from Syracuse's campus, a few minutes from JD, a few minutes from CBA. Perfect location to get the Orange Dream and the exclusive location of the Orange Dream. Last thing we have to do on this show is bring you the top dog of the week. Top dog of the week, proudly presented by K9 Kampground and K9 Kamp Dog Daycare. K9 Kamp Dog Daycare on 228 Old Bridge Street in East Syracuse. And the Kampground for longer-term care for your furry-loving friend is located on 242 Johnson Street in East Syracuse. So make sure you hop out there and get yourself in a good place to take care of your dog. I trust them like their family. They've been better than some of my friends in taking care of Lily. So they're absolutely incredible. They treat your dog like family. They listen. They bring your dog through like a series of questions to figure out the dog's temperament, because they want to make sure that your dog is going to be safe with other dogs and that other dogs are safe with your dog. So there's a lot of great background things. They don't just take any dog. They want to make sure that the dog is going to be very safe for the workers as well as safe for everyone that the dog is around. So I love the way they do their business. They have grooming on site. They have dog food. They have leashes. They have toothpaste for dogs. They have so much. And the campground has turf outside, games outside, things for the dogs to run up on and play on. And they have stuff inside, and each dog has their cabin at K9 Kampground. And they get to have their privacy, and no one gets to steal their food or their water, which is great. And some of them have TV for those of our dogs that actually watch television with us. So make sure that you head out to K9 Kamp Dog Daycare and K9 Kampground Dog Boarding, both in East Syracuse today. And I'd really appreciate you doing that, because Lorraine and Chad and Heather and the team are fantastic, and they're the only place I trust with little Lily Bears. So, the top dog of the week for this week, I'm going to shout out all of the ACC workers. I want to shout out the ACC first and foremost, that they let us have this event. With everything going on, and people trying to scare us with new variants and this, that, and whatever, and nobody knowing what the truth is anymore. And some people vaccinated, some people not vaccinated. Looking at this current situation and just how crazy it is, we didn't have ACC Kickoff last year. They did it themselves. No media, not even virtual. So to have us back on site, when I got that email, I filled it out the first day, and I was so happy to get it back, so happy to be back on site on location in Charlotte, North Carolina, to cover all 14 ACC schools, Atlantic and Coastal divisions, 7 in each of ACC football. And loved every minute of it, with BC, Clemson, as well as BC, Clemson, Florida State, Louisville, NC State, Wake Forest, Syracuse on one side, and then BC, Duke, Pitt, Miami, Virginia Tech, Georgia Tech, everyone I got, North Carolina, every school, covered every single one of them. So I want to thank the ACC in letting us have the event. I want to thank the ACC that we didn't have to wear a mask because I have been vaccinated. I want to thank the ACC for making it truly normal, like nothing had ever happened, in a good way. I want to thank them for their food. I want to thank them for their hospitality, the tailgate party, which I had never been to before, the drinks, that everything was on the house. And I want to thank them for the entire experience. I want to thank the coaches and players for coming. None of this is done if people don't feel safe. None of this is done if the ACC didn't go through all the protocol and everything that they needed to do to help everyone feel safe, including us, broadcasters and whatnot, and writers. So I want to thank the ACC. I want to thank the West in Charlotte. I want to thank Charlotte, North Carolina. I want to thank the airlines. I want to thank all of the institutions, all the coaches and players from all 14 institutions. And I want to give a huge thanks to all the interns and support staff, the people that hold our microphones, the people that set up the food, that usually set up the media guides, that check us in, that answer our questions. They don't always get the respect that they deserve, and holding a microphone is a lot. If that person doesn't see you, if they don't get over to you, then I don't get to ask my questions. So to know that, to know the people that are holding the microphone is huge, to know that those people matter, and the people that bring us food matter, and clean up our plates matter, and take out the trash matter, and clean the bathrooms for us matter. So I want to give a special thanks to everybody at the ACC, to everybody, the graphics people. I had missed the picture on Duke. I asked if they would put it back up at the end of the day, and they literally put it up for me and set me up and gave me exactly what I needed. When I thought that I wasn't going to be able to get it, they took the time to give it to me and make sure that I had it. So I want to thank everybody, Amy Avicolli, just everyone at the ACC, everyone that helped, everyone at the West in Charlotte, everyone in Charlotte, North Carolina, in Charlotte Airport. I want to thank everyone, my Uber drivers, my taxi drivers, my rental car company that got it right the second time around. So my shuttle from my hotel, my man who woke up super early this morning just to bring me over to the airport. So a lot of love and a lot of thanks to everyone. You are the top dogs of the week, because without you, the event never happens, especially during a pandemic. So thank you and much respect to each and every single one of you, and I appreciate you so much. So I want to let you know that you're so much more than cleaning out trash and getting us food and handing us microphones and all of that. So, and putting out stuff. Thank you, and checking us in. Thank you for all that you do, and thank you to the awesome support staff. So, with that being said, that's my top dog of the week. Those are my incredible people that are top dogs of the week. And this has been Wake Up Call with Dan Tortora, a special as we were traveling home and now finally back in the lab. So excited to be here. Your next month of Wake Up Call shows is pretty much spoken for, and it's about to get really, really real. So I send you my love and my appreciation. Find me on Facebook at WakeUpCallDT, Twitter at CallDT, Instagram at WakeUpCall_DT, WakeUpCallDT.com, YouTube.com/WakeUpCallDT, MixLR, live streaming radio, MixLR.com/WakeUpCallDT. And as I always tell you, God bless, no stress, do your best. I'll talk with you soon.